Hello, everyone. It is. It's been a while, but it's good to see you. So today I'm going to be going over the November 1st analysis. Just going over the rankings, and why they are the way they are. Just a few observations I've seen. So first, we're going to start with the premium booster number two. So actually, before I get into that, let me just tell you some updates I've made since the last time I recorded my face. Uh, so I've added last week's ranking, last week market price, market percentage change, last week price, price percentage change, and more, as well as color cost and the things you're used to. Just because I think that's a very good way of like seeing how things have changed week by week, and it helps me closer. Like it just helps the good tool to get closer to my goal of like seeing how things have been moving over weeks. So let's get into it. So with the premium booster, there hasn't been much change, and that's really been the case since I started looking at it. So this week only we have two new ones to the top 10. So the Cross Guild and the Marco alternate art. Um, so actually, yeah, but there have been two cards I've noticed that have stuck out. Um, First off is a Marco card, and this is sticking out because it doesn't stick out. If that makes sense, it's been number one, thoroughly, well and truly number one pretty much for as long as I've been looking at it. I look back here as well. Guess who was number one, and the week before that, number one as well. So this is my previous week. Just looking at that. So it's very solid. It's a very good card. It's a blue card, and it just has really great utility. And with is a revive blocker with a reliable blocker with revive ability, and so it's really good for blue cards, and which is probably why so many people like it. And on top of that, you have the Gum Jum Giant, which has also been in the top 10 for a while. And another one that really sticks out is the My Era Begins card, because I remember a couple weeks ago it wasn't anywhere. It was not in this top 10, but now it is. And yeah, I really like this card. I just like looking at it, because you see, my era begins. Like he's just really excited. I'm like, what could have possibly happened to warrant this statement? Like, what kind of dopamine rush did you have? Like, what kind of victory? What happened? These are the kind of thing that makes you want to like go in and really read the manga for sure. See what's going, see what's going on with One Piece. But besides that, everything else is pretty much the same. One thing I have noticed, and Chloe mentioned it in our QA on Wednesday, um, that prices are are dropping. Prices are dropping, or they're staying stagnant, which is the cards are getting older, so that does make sense. But I will talk a little bit about that later. So moving on to OP12. This is There has been a little bit more change, as you can see. Let me count here: one, two, three cards are hopped into the top 10, and this one and the Sanji card hopped all the way to fourth, even though it was top 10. Um, but these cards are mainly there for their utility. We have an event card at the top, at the top, and it moved in from second to first. So yeah, a few cards that did stick out to me. Let me actually pull it up here. Oh, I forgot the name. Sorry, give me a second. OPCG. Okay, it is Legacy of the Master. There we go. If I can find it, yes. This limb card. This special rare card, which allows you to look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then reveal up to one Odyssey card, and then add it to your hand, and then you could just place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, because that just gives you a lot of control over your deck, which is why I think it became it like it got it was able to make itself like work its way up to the top 10. On a Sand is also very fun to look at because I don't know, it has this for me personally. I see why it's in the top 10. So yeah, but what I'm really interested is the price change. For these cards, there's just been a lot of cards that's just stayed stagnant in price. And if you look at if you look at previous weeks, the last week, if I can show you, like that wasn't the case. Like there were like noticeable changes. Like some increased by 81%. Some would decrease by 42%, and they also have some smaller increases and decreases. But look at this week is just mostly just static. And okay, of course, yeah, small increases and some noticeable decreases. So this goes to show that the market is just like kind of like smoothing out a little bit. There's not a lot of volatility, and also this, as usual, this specific deck is dominated by green cards. Well, funny play on words there. Just green decks. So if so, those players who have green leads, this is a deck for them as well. And unlike most cards, this isn't really dominated by aesthetics. So this isn't really a big collector deck. So this is just mostly just utility. Okay, this is a very similar story. Um, with OP11, um, the cards have moved, but not by much. Um, one thing I've noticed, especially with market price, like these cards are increasing in value. So like there's some specific cards, like the Gear Two card, which has been top two for the past couple weeks. It stayed top two and it's increasing in price. So this is just like some of those cards that you just like have to invest in. Like I heard that Jason actually pulled a bunch of cards, put a bunch of really good cards that will have a lot of resale value. So like these like this is a deck that does have very high potential for resale value with a couple cards. Like with a Gear Two card or with the Luffy Taro card. Like if you can pull cards like that, that would be very very interesting for the company. And what you can see is either when the price increases on these decks, they increase by lot, a lot. Some are stagnant, and so it's not really that big a risk because even when they do decrease, they don't decrease by a massive amount. And I'm sure, especially with this gold Luffy card, this pretty sure this is it's a collector's card. That would, even though the price dropped from 5,700 to 5,000, it's gonna come back up. I have no doubt about it. Okay, moving on to OP10. Now this was one that actually really piqued my interest, but because like for one, there's almost zero changes to the lineup besides the ace card, which was bottom in the top 10 bestsellers, now up to third. That was a pretty big jump, and I think that was for two reasons. Because one, like I think this is really cool, and also because the simple fact you can you literally just because you can literally just reveal one card from your deck as well, and the cost isn't that much. The power is high, so I think this is a favorite for that reason. But for the most part, there's been no changes. There's just a lot of stability in this deck, and even with you look at the market prices, it's just these price changes are nuts, especially with the law card. Oh no, this is the ace card as well. Like this market price just doubled. Just goes to show how valuable it is. Um, but even you look at the prices as well, so it's either increasing or like it's staying static, which is very interesting to me. Um, I mentioned this to Chloe in our QA on Wednesday. Like I've noticed that, especially with the older cards, like things just aren't changing anymore because maybe people are losing interest, or maybe there's a new meta around, like with the new cards that are coming out. But the prices have just stayed static, and either they've increased or stayed static, which is like wow, this deck isn't as popping as it used to be. Isn't There's not much movement, but also like you look at it this way, these are good investments. Like especially like because they're not that expensive. The vast majority of them. Besides the manga cards, of course, even for a manga card, this law card right here, like I think it looks great. This manga card is it looks good, but it's very cheap for a manga card. That's what I was gonna say. So you can like buy them for cheap and get good investments on them for sure. But yeah, this is I'll say this is a peak of stability. This deck right here. Um, this is I believe Royal Blood. So OP9, which is Emperors in the New World. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the names memorized finally. So you have also have very small changes because I think it's like this is getting old. This is a Wano card. The Wano deck is the right word. A Wano drop these cards. So and then Wano was forever ago. Apparently they're in like a rock. They're in like a flashback to the God Valley event. So yeah, so it's been a while, but lots of good cards here. But in the end, it just hasn't really changed from last week. Um, a lot of Luffy's, a couple of Rogers, a couple of Zoros as well. These were characters that were very that one they're fan favorite characters, and also they were very popular during Wano. There was a lot of action. I remember how excited everyone was during the flashback for Roger just to learn more about him. Obviously, Luffy is the main character. Shanks is Shanks. Shanks has 2 minutes of screen time, but he's still there. But for the most, I feel like this specific deck was influenced heavily by character popularity, which isn't always the case with this card game because again, it's a card game. You play to win, and since you want to win, you choose the best cards, not just the ones that just look better, which some people do because some people like this for collectibles. But for the most part, you not just pick up the cards that look good, pick up the cards that are actually useful too. But I think this deck kind of strays away from that as well. Strays away from that a little bit. Not to say that these cards aren't useful, of course. But again, same thing with most. Very positive returns on like higher market prices, and the cards are increasing in price as well. You look at the Luffy card increased by 150%, um, from 1250 to 2692. So I don't know if Jason has pulled this card before or similar cards like this. Maybe you might have to Clovis talk to me about this. You might have to somehow convince him to sell possibly, if it's there. A lot of diversity in the colors here. So red, blue, purple, purple, yellow, like red, mostly red, but a good amount of diversity as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So next week I'm gonna add. I was told OP13 has come out. Um, Unless I'm like incredibly mistaken. So I'm going to add that as well into my analysis and see. It's going to be very interesting, because it's a new deck that is just coming out. So like I'll literally get to see it shuffle in real time and see literally how the cards move. Maybe I can go a little bit deeper into see like the different rarities and how the prices change, like depending on the rarity, maybe depending on the character. Let's see what happens as well. And but also the EVO3, which is the all female card when that comes out. You see that how that affects all of these. Maybe would the female characters go higher? And like Nami now it's fifth. Will she go up to like second? And will female characters just dominate for a while? Yeah, very excited. And but that's it. hopefully you guys like this new format. I thought it was better than just like tossing a presentation at you. But this way you can actually see what's going on, like what's going on in my records, and the reason I'm really saying these things. I could also switch to the TCG player website as well if needed be. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much.